Hello, everybody. It's Thursday night, May 19th, and it's time to take a longer perspective on this market. During the week, we look at price bars pretty focused day to day, but I think it's extremely important that at least once a week we pull back and take a longer view of the market, and that's what I want to do tonight. I want to also ask for your indulgence. I have a tremendous head cold, so if I cough or have to clear my throat, I ask for your forgiveness. But hopefully I will not need to do that too often. This is not meant to be trading advice, what I'm going to show you tonight. Simply, I want to show you some ideas, maybe kind of help you incorporate into your plan at least a once a week look at the longer view of the market. See, it's a good way to see where you are within the overall pattern and where the market may be going. So with that being said, on the screen is the daily chart of the S&P 500. This top window here are the price bars, and I have a 50-day exponential moving average here in white. These dotted lines here is a pitchfork, which is a handy little price tool that I like to use. You know, I'm very fond of analyzing price. And the way I drew this one was from the July low when the market bottomed out back in 2010. I waited for the first high to make my first anchor, came down to the first low, and then bisected this high and low, this swing right here, and that drew my pitchfork for me. And as you can see, price has been very well contained within that fork. Now on the bottom here is simply a ratio of the 5 and 35-day exponential moving average, and that ratio is expressed as a histogram, and it's nothing more than just a little visual representation of where we are, and it maybe has some momentum features to it, but I just keep it on the chart. I think it's kind of interesting. So with that being said, let's take a closer look at this market and see if we can find some clues as to where we may be going. Zoom in here just a little bit, because I want you to notice from the February high until today, we've essentially gone nowhere. What is that, about 3 months? The market has really been trading flat. Now, to my way of thinking, that is not a bearish pattern. We have these 3 pivot lows, these 2 pivot highs, and price does keep creeping up. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'm going to show you why. I think that we've got one more push to the top, one more push higher. My clues that lead me to that conclusion are these. If this had been a top, we would have fallen off and fallen off hard. That didn't happen. And look, we did come down here below this 50 period moving average, never fell out of the fork here, came back up, hit that median line, came down, consolidated here at this 50 moving average, and that 50-day moving average is really kind of the line of demarcation between, what do I want to say, between institutional optimism and institutional pessimism. You can tell what the big money is thinking at the 50-day moving average. And if there's heavy selling, you can just about bet that they're throwing in the towel. Well, they gave the indication they wanted to here, but that never fell out of the fork. Hasn't happened here, and look, here again we are. I'm going to come in closer. Price has stopped right there at that 50-day moving average. Now my way of thinking is, as long as we stay above this low of 418, and that low is 1294, as long as we stay above that, and these corrective moves, these overlapping moves, don't come down and exceed this 1294 low, I think we'd have one push higher. And where may it go? Where might it go? Where is it going? I don't know. But I can maybe make some projections. I have a little box here, and I will show you why that box is there, and I'm going to show you how to do it. I don't know that all software will be able to do this. My software is AmiBroker, and I have been able to make these projections in AmiBroker. And I learned to do this years ago with the help of Robert Miner. He is a fabulous trader, and he wrote a book several years ago that was voted the best trading book of the year, Dynamic Trading, I think it is. I don't know if it's still in print. It probably is. But anyway, that's where I learned this technique. Robert Miner teaches looking for clusters in Fibonacci relationships. Well, that, along with some range lines and a fork and moving averages, you can get a pretty good idea of where price is apt to go before it gets there. So let me show you how I do these projections. I take a tool here and I want to project from this swing from this low, this swing from this low, and then do an external retracement from this swing high to this swing low. So with that being said, I'm going to mark this up here, click that top, bring this over here, and project from this low. And you can see that I have these horizontal dashed lines in here. And what we're going to do, we're going to look for clusters, or where a couple of those lines closely meet. So let me grab this little tool again, and I'm going to project this swing high low from this low right here. So I click that, go up there and grab that high and project it from this low. Okay, now I want to do an external retracement of this move, and the way I do that is just with a simple Fibonacci tool, but not going this way, projecting down. I want to go this way and catch this low from here to here. So with that being said, let me zoom in a little closer, and you can see that these lines at 1386 and 1389 are very close. That's why this little red box is sitting up here, because I think that we should at least have one more push up, and if the Fibonacci lines tell me, we should get price into this box. And also notice how close it is to this median line. And let me just back this out just a little bit. And you notice, let me clean up the chart too while I'm at it here. I'll get some of those lines off. You can see too, if price does come up here, this box is fairly close to this median line again. And that median line has stopped price once, twice. Will it do it again a third time? So in summary, I think we've got one more push up. And then I think that's apt to be the end of it. I'm not certain. I'll know more when we get there. But once we do get to a higher level, if we do, and I think it's pretty high probability that we will, then by looking at price action, how price reacts at this median line again, if it comes off, if price declines, then we'll start looking at the clues to see if possibly it is the end of this entire move from the July low up, or is it going to be a pause with another high up, another higher move up. So with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've maybe picked up a few ideas. And if nothing else, just once a week, try to put a few bars on your chart. maybe a year's worth, and just see where you are in the pattern. And you'll be surprised at what you can learn. So with that being said, I wish you a very good evening. I hope to see you again next week. I'm going to try to do another one of these. And I thank you very much for watching, and especially for being a member of Range Traders. Have a good evening.